jobs are fine on their own, but suspicious if you work both of them. I figured this out when my coworker Lisa got arrested for the most brilliant scam I'd ever seen. Lisa worked part-time at our local urgent care clinic doing insurance verification. Super sweet lady in her 50s, always brought homemade snickerdoodles to staff meetings, helped cover everyone's shifts when they were sick. She also ran a small business as a grief counselor on weekends. Nothing weird about either job, right? Healthcare and therapy go hand in hand. Made perfect sense. I'd worked with Lisa for 3 years. She was the type of person who remembered your birthday, asked about your kids, and genuinely cared when you were having a rough day. Everyone loved her. I started noticing things when my uncle died last year. Lisa was incredibly supportive during my bereavement leave, even recommended this amazing grief counselor who specialized in sudden loss cases. The woman charged $200 per session, but was supposedly worth every penny, according to Lisa. Patricia Wilson saved my life after my husband passed, Lisa told me. She understands the practical side of grief that most therapists miss. Then my neighbor Karen's mom passed away from cancer. Lisa again recommended Patricia Wilson. Said she was booked solid because she was the best grief counselor in the state for helping people process loss and handle practical matters during difficult times. When another coworker lost his dad in a car accident, same recommendation. Always, Patricia Wilson. Lisa seemed to know exactly who needed grief counseling before they even asked. Everything started clicking when I overheard Lisa on a phone call during lunch break. She was sitting in her car with the windows down, reading off someone's insurance information, policy numbers, dependent details, coverage amounts, social security numbers. But she wasn't talking to another clinic or insurance company. She was talking to someone named Patricia about a new client referral and significant financial trauma requiring specialized support. I felt sick to my stomach realizing what I was hearing. Turns out Lisa was using her access to medical records and insurance databases to identify people who'd recently lost family members. She'd check their insurance files to see who had good life insurance policies, wealthy relatives, or significant assets listed as beneficiaries. Then she'd approach these grieving families as Patricia Wilson, licensed grief counselor, and slowly extract information about inheritances, bank accounts, property deeds, and valuable possessions while they were emotionally vulnerable and desperate for help. Her therapy office was actually just a rented space she used twice a week. She had fake credentials printed, a professional website, even business cards. Lisa convinced at least 15 families to give her access to financial accounts for estate planning assistance and temporary grief management of financial stressors. She'd tell people that handling money during grief was traumatic and offer to temporarily manage accounts until they felt emotionally ready. Then she'd slowly drain the accounts over months. The insurance job gave her the perfect targets: people dealing with medical bills, death certificates, and insurance claims. The counselor job gave her unlimited access and trust during people's most vulnerable moments. Lisa stole over $300,000 from grieving families over 2 years. She bought a new car, renovated her kitchen, and took expensive vacations while her victims struggled with both grief and financial devastation. They finally caught her when the Morrison family got suspicious. Their grandmother had left them $150,000, but Patricia Wilson claimed the account needed gradual emotional release of funds. When they asked for their money back, she kept making excuses. The family called the state licensing board to verify Patricia Wilson's credentials. No licensed therapist by that name existed anywhere in the state. Police searched Lisa's house and found detailed files on over 50 potential victims, copies of insurance records she'd stolen from work, and bank statements showing deposits that matched missing money from victim accounts. During her arrest, Lisa was still wearing the same cardigan she'd worn to bring us cookies the week before. She got 8 years for elder fraud, identity theft, and abuse of vulnerable adults. The insurance company fired her and had to notify hundreds of patients their information might have been compromised. Turns out the sweetest person in our office was also the most dangerous.